Hello and welcome. In this video we are looking at the Guardian class cruiser in Star Trek Online. As usual, the chapters for the video are listed in the description down below. In this video we're going to be looking at the Vanity shields available in the Dilithium store during certain events of the year, and also the Zen store. So the first shield we are going to look at is the Alliance Vanity shield. This shield is available in the Khitomer Alliance bundle, in which you get the shield, the Khitomer Alliance uniform and an upgrade. So the shield itself, we have this white hull material, we have this gold shading, this dark grey shading, then we have this cyan effect here for the deflector with the gold shading there as well. At the rear, we have red through orange, yellow and into white there for the impulse engines. You can see the cyan effects here for the nacelles. Then we have this nice orange plasma effect for the Bassard collectors. We can also see these red lines as well as part of the shield visuals. As we rotate through, looking at the top again, the white hull material with this grey material here going down the spine, around the shuttle bay there at the rear. You also notice it looks like two mini nacelles here on the pylons. We have the gold shading that we've seen from the front view, and that's again up here and around this section of the saucer as well. As we look at the underside, got more of the red line effect there. Quite a nice effect there for the bottom of the nacelles themselves. More of the grey shading and more of the gold there as well. Moving over to the Dilithium store now. So this is the Baul Vanity shield. It's a very popular shield in the game. We have this nice dark hull material that makes these red lines pop very nicely. With this cyan design here on the deflector array. Got this really lovely red effect here on the impulse engines. That dull cyan colour there for the nacelles and the Bassard collectors. As we look down, we can see this etched design in the hull material. Again, those other two nacelles there. Same on the underside, more of that etched design pattern there. Really do like the way the red lines stand out against this dark hull material. Next up we are looking at the Borg Vanity shield. So this gives you the look of a liberated Borg vessel, not an assimilated one. It does cause a bit of confusion and disappointment when people buy the shield. They really should rename it, but I've ranted about that in the past, so I won't do so again. So the shield itself, we've got this grey hull material with this mismatch shape pattern to the hull material. You see here this darker grey with the gold orange lighting there and the blue, so that's exposed areas of the hull with a conduit effect to it. We have this nice blue design effect here on the deflector array. Rear, we can see this blue effect for the impulse engines. But more of that exposed conduit effect going on along the pylons there and at the back of the saucer section. We've got this design pattern here for the blue effect on the Bassard collector. Then we see it's almost as if the nacelles only half lit there with the blue. And you get the full effect there of the cell there. So it's starting off in the grey, and it's got a slight uneven pattern there as it lights up, and then falls out again at the rear. And it's the same there on the width on the cells. And we see a bit more of that, I suppose, conduit effect there, just underneath the pylons. And we see it there at the front, and then if we angle there, we can see it again here at the rear of the saucer section. Here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield. So this shield has two different looks to it, depending on what faction alignment you apply it to. So when you apply it to a Federation aligned character, you get this appearance, which is that of a Federation starship in Season 1 of Discovery. Then when you apply it to a Klingon aligned character, you get what they try to pass off as Klingons in Star Trek Discovery, and we'll have a look at that one next. So looking at the shield, we've got this greyish hull material, a couple of different shades, and that second shade there has a pattern to it. We have this nice bright white deflector array here with the blue line pattern on it. You can see here from the front of the Bassard collectors, they're blue with this design pattern to them as well. Let's look at the impulse engines. We've got a honeycomb pattern to them, and they are red. The cell colour's blue as well. Let's look down, we can see the different shades to the hull material. This lighter grey one does have this pattern effect to it. And with the same again there on the underside. And here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield on a Klingon aligned character. So we can see here we've got this brown hull material. It's got quite a lot of shapes to its pattern. We've got this orange and white effect here on the deflector array. You can see this red here on the Bassard collectors, and you might be able to faintly make out that pulsating white effect here. At the rear, it's the yellow and white effect with this pattern design over the top for the impulse engines. And we can see this yellow and white effect pattern going on here on the nacelles. See that better from the top in a moment. You can see that pulsating effect here on the Bassard collector though. As we look down, you can see that pattern there for the nacelle itself. Then the overall various shapes to the hull material pattern there as well. And we're the same here on the underside. Next up, we are looking at the Emperor's Vanity Shield. We have this grey hull material with some purple shading here. We have this nice orange deflector array. Got the yellow there for the Bassard collectors, and a little bit of cyan lighting there. Got the cyan again there for the impulse engines, yellow there for the nacelles. See some more of that purple shading there. Then we have some more purple shading around this part of the saucer. A bit more there, just at the back of the bridge, and as well some more of that cyan lighting. Then we see some more of the purple shading from this angle here. This is the Ferengi Vanity Shield. So I've got the orange hull material that we see on Ferengi vessels in the TV shows. We've got some of the gold shading there as well. We've got this yellow deflector with some grey on it. We have the yellow there for the impulse engines, the lighter yellow there with the nacelles, and with this darker yellow here for the Bussard collectors. And you can see the grey colouring there predominantly on the phaser strips. See a bit of a pattern to the hull material there. There is also a slight rivet effect as well in certain parts of the hull material. And the same here on the underside. And there's a better view of that rivet effect there. This is the Hur'q Vanity Shield. So we've got this pale green, and you see some of this black shading effect, giving a pattern effect to that hull material. We have this purple as well. Then we also have this illuminated green hull material also. You can see this green pattern effect to the deflector array here. Got a bit of a pattern to the green impulse engines. Got more of that purple shading there as well. More of that illuminated green pattern to the hull material going along the pylons there. Then we have the green for the Bussard collectors and the nacelles themselves. And more of that shade pattern going on here as well. Again, more of that shaded pattern effect to the hull material in quite a few parts of the saucer. And the same again there on the underside. This is the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield. So like the Discovery one, it does have two visual appearances depending on your faction alignment. So the first one we'll look at is the Federation one, as this gives a look of Federation vessels in the reboot films. So we've got the grey hull material with some pattern effects to it there. With this blue pattern design here on the deflector array, similar to that we've seen on the Enterprise in the reboot films. The Bussard collectors look greyed out, but I'll come to that in a moment. So we have the orange and yellow effect here on the impulse engines. Got a blue and a bit white there for the nacelles. And then we have this absolutely awful effect for the Bussard collectors. This is supposed to be based off of the Kelvin in the first reboot film, but unfortunately it doesn't work on any other ship. And once we get past the blinding white light, we can see the pattern effect to the hull material with this shield. And the same there on the underside. This here's the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on a Klingon aligned character. So we've got various shades of green on the hull material with some grey. Got this lovely red effect here on the deflector. The Bussard collectors look a lot better than what we just seen on the Federation one with this nice yellow effect. Red, we've got this honeycomb pattern here for the impulse engines. I see the same honeycomb pattern there with the grey and dull blue for the nacelles themselves. Then as we look down, we see that effect better here on the smaller nacelles on the pylons. But you see the various shades of green on the hull material along with the grey there as well. And we're the same here on the underside. Now we come to another popular shield in the game. This is the Section 31 Vanity Shield. We can see we've got a dark hull material with a slightly lighter shade there as well. The Bizarre collectors in this one are blacked out. This lovely cyan colour here and this pattern effect to the deflector array. The vibrant red honeycomb patterned impulse engines. And with that cyan lighting there for the nacelles themselves. You see different shades to the hull material here. Get the full view of that cyan lighting effect there on the nacelles. And the same there on the underside. This is the Tzenkethi Vanity Shield. It's quite a busy visual effects on this one. So we have this green hull material. It's got a carved pattern to it. We have this grey hull material also, and black hull material as well. This lovely warm orange effect going on with the deflector array here. We also have this panel lighting hull material. As you can see, some of it is pulsating away quite happily. Then for all the engines, they are white. More of that black shading and that panel lighting material there as well. A slight pattern design to the Bizarre collector there. And we've got that black shading there that makes that red stripe from the delta really stand out. And more of the pulsating lighting effects going on in various sections of the hull here. As we look down, we get to see that carved pattern on the hull in full view here. And the same here on the underside. And the last shield that's currently available in the Dilithium store is the Zhat Vash Vanity Shield. So with this olive green and this fawn or sandy colour hull material. This lovely vibrant green effect on the deflector array here. You can see this pattern design with the white and green there for the Bizarre collectors. This nice red here for the impulse engines. And quite a bright green illumination there for the nacelles themselves. And look down at the pattern, always puts me in mind of an army camouflage with these colours. And that concludes our look at the Dilithium and Zen store Vanity Shield visuals on the Guardian class cruiser. Hope you enjoyed this video. There are links in the description down below that have my social media, my Real Merch affiliate link for 10% off your order, There's links there to the STO wiki and the main Star Trek Online news blog as well. And there's also a link there to Casual Sab's YouTube channel. Casual Sab does a lot of build videos, honest reviews of new content in the game, news roundups, Q&As and live stream. He is well worth a check out. But until the next video, thank you all again for watching. See you then.